everybody, welcome to episode of Lessons How to Survival. Today we return, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have suffered quite the disastrous raid. No worries, we're gonna be getting some very nice revenge, getting our stuff back, heading over to the bunker, popping open a floppy disk and doing a whole ton of fan-freaking-tasticness. But first things first, boom, go ahead and cop a peek at this beautiful thing right here. This was actually posted earlier over on the Last Day on Earth Discord, and this is some absolute beautiful stuff, especially when you take into account the connotations surrounding this. So the post that this was posted with was saying, found some sketches which were created quite a while ago. Actually, that's how most updates look like at an early development stage, meaning just go ahead, connect those two things over. They were made quite a while ago. This is how things look in the early development stage. Just saying, this is a very good, it could be a very great indicator of some updates coming our way very soon, and there's some very interesting things to go ahead and go over. We got a variety of screenshots. Gonna be spending a little bit of time breaking down before continuing our merry way on with today's adventure. So first things first, what we are seeing here actually appears to be some sort of bunker-like area. I want to compare it to the bunker because if you guys look at that central area, you can actually see that like very weird pillar kind of jutting out with some of those like ventilation shafts kind of like surrounding it or something. I've seen something very similar actually over in the bunker alpha somewhere. I think we might have seen it over in like 4.4, but that is very familiar to stuff that we have seen over in the bunker, meaning that either this has something to do with the bunker or this is something to do with the military faction, since the bunker has pretty much everything to do with the military faction. It gets a little bit more interesting once you guys go ahead and cop a look at that bottom left-hand corner where there's this little diagram with an arrow pointing towards where you would enter, and then 3 distinct rooms. The first room is the room of loot and zombie. The second room is for something known as the L/Z, and then finally, and this is where it gets juicy, the third room is known as the lab, and that is where I think that military connotation and connection really comes into play a little bit more. And this is some sort of military location in the works, because I mean the lab experimentation, that's something we've seen actually in bunker alpha itself. Maybe this could even be one of those lower floors we've yet to get our grubby little fingers on. I think that would line up very nicely with this because it is saying something about a zombie/loot. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how this does play out. And if you guys might be noticing anything that I'm not, as you know, this is a sketch, so things are a little bit rough around the edges. Something kind of interesting as well is actually over by that central pillar type thing that I was talking about. Just to the right of it appears to be a giant hole in the ground. That's really like the only thing that looks like to me. But like I'm saying, if you guys are seeing anything here that I am missing, feel free to go ahead and say something down below in that comment section. Let's put our collective minds together and decipher some of the things that this could be pointing to, since this could very well be pointing to some marvelous and juicy things, because it's got something to do with the military, something to do with the lab, a tough zombie/loot, and the LZ, which could stand for landing zone, loading zone, or a wide variety of things. It is literally 2 letters, so there's a lot that could go ahead and stand for. In addition to, in that upper right hand corner, you can see another nifty and interesting thing, which appears to be some sort of an elevator. Actually, there appears to be some sort of like cube-like structure, most likely an elevator, and then over you guys can see those 2 doors that appear to be openable because they have arrows pointing out from where those doors are, again in that upper right hand corner, and over on the right side of the screen as well, kind of to the right of that kind of like whole wall, kind of over in that center area, completely on the right hand side, like hugging that right hand side, you guys can see another what appears to be a hole in the ground leading to some sorts of a pipe, making me think that like this could be some sort of like ravaged military location, something to do with the lab, or again something having to do with bunker alpha. And then boom, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This one also is appearing. This was a lot easier to digest, not as all over the place, but very juicy nonetheless. This is what appears to be, well, that stuff on the right side, dude, I don't even know what that stuff on the right side is. Like, that just looks like super futuristic and scientific. Maybe that has something to do with the military. But then once you get over to the left hand side, you can see what appears to be some sort of a mart, like market or something, because you can see a couple of those shelves that has items on. You guys can see the counter with the checkout booth with the cash register, and then over in that left hand side what appears to be some sort of a garage area where maybe something could, like a car could be parked in there and worked on. So per schnaps, this could actually be an early look at the gas station that we are taking a look at, especially once you do take into account account that giant fuel barrel over in the back. A lot of things are connecting this over to that connotation, to that connection, but who's to say that this isn't some sort of like little mart or maybe some sort of military like market, you know? Because if you're copping a peek over through those windows and over through the architecture of this place, it just appears to have like very thick walls, you know, and they almost look stone-like. To be fair, this is a sketch, so it's very hard to tell those minute details, but maybe this is some sort of like on a military base camp or something. Perhaps some sort of a store that the members of the military would be able to go to, because after all, just because you're a member of the military doesn't mean that all of a sudden you ain't allowed to buy things and you ain't allowed to, you know, buy yourself some Doritos and some Mountain Dew or something. So it's gonna have been some sort of like little on-site area, especially because that fuel tank, interestingly enough, is not connected towards any fuel pumps or anything like that. So just kind of like an interesting thing there. We're not seeing any fuel pumps along with this, and giant fuel canisters like that over in the back are definitely present on military installations, and we just saw a look at something very military-like as well. So definitely the potential for connections with those, especially once you do take into account that right-hand side with like that, I don't know, that like I don't even know what to describe that as, man. It's what like what appears to be like a giant tank and something like submerged in it, and then like some sort of other thing within it. Maybe that's like an early look at the infected box, but I don't know, man. That just looking super scientific-y and whatnot. That's the moral of the story there. Boom. Let's move on to screenshot number 3, where we are actually seeing some early looks at the weapon modifications, and you guys can actually see near the very top what appears to be the transformation of a zip gun into a revolver into potentially a semi-automatic pistol, since it looks like it does have like its own like kind of like slide, kind of like how semi-automatic pistols have that like slide that kind of like cocks back every time that you shoot, and you cock it back manually, for example. So potentially that could be some sort of like upgrade we're going to be able to do, and maybe a future modification. But so far, this just appears to be kind of like showcasing some of those weapon mods that have already been added into the game. Boom. Let's move on to screenshot number 4, where it's kind of hard to tell exactly what is going on, but we can see over at the top it appears to be numbered, like some sort of like progression here between part 1, where there's 2 enemies rushing over at this dude, part 2, what appears to be like some green, blue, and orange labeled things, potentially the orange thing being some sort of legendary weapon and something like that. Blue weapons, as we have seen in another Kafir game, Grim Souls actually do denote rare weapons, and then a green, it could be the uncommon / common trait behind it. But there are like 5 boxes over there. I want it like that could be corresponding to armor, but whatever those icons are, one looks like it might be like a pickaxe, one looks like, dude, a freaking webcam. Like, it's very hard to tell, but that coloring is very distinct, and that frame around that orange one is very, very distinct as well, making me think that there might be some sort of legendary connotation or something. And then over in area number 3, some sort of hostage situation that this massive person has taken on. Perhaps what this could be is some sort, and I think this is on, like, I don't know, the second one kind of like throws it off a little bit, because I'm not really sure how we'd be able to like tell the items or equipment or whatever of this person, but I think this might actually be some sort of a boss and or scenario that we could see going down, because that guy is obviously quite massive compared to the other 2, and that is very easy to tell in that bottom screenshot, and he appears to be very similar throughout all 3 screenshots with that massive sledgehammer-like entity within his hands. Boom! What we are seeing here appears to be some sort of a military member in some camouflage and probably a VSS. It's kind of hard to tell because you can't exactly see the stock behind it, but if anything, this just appears to be some sort of a, honestly, power armor-like sniper getup, because if you look at those legs, I am sorry, dude, that does not look like any regular armor. That looks big and hefty. That looks like some power armor. So perhaps something we'll be able to go ahead and pick up and put on past the Sector 7 wall down the lines, maybe for that ambush feature. If you guys don't know what I am talking about, there's actually been this feature to ambush another player, craft the Dragunov rifle, and that is obviously going to be a PvP type of encounter if and when that does come. So perhaps this is lining up with that, although the complication does come when it doesn't appear that this weapon is the Dragunov, but this appears like what could be like some ambush type of armor you need to have on, and it does have those power armor legs, which makes me think it might be a form of power armor that obviously we do need past to get into to get past Sector 7. So pretty interesting stuff there. Boom! What we are seeing here is pretty hard to tell what we're seeing here. Some sort of like large building, some sort of large entryway, perhaps the police station, I want to say. Like, it looks a little bit similar, but then over in that bottom left hand corner, it does say that kind of like it shows where your bike would go, and I don't think that's where the bike is parked over at the police station. But again, this is a sketch, this is a work in progress when this was posted, and again, like I'm saying, the interesting thing, these are some older sketches, meaning since this denotes an early stage of development, we may finally be seeing or even have started to see some of the fruits of these labors, such as obviously we have seen the weapon modifications, and the other ones, well, those might be getting seen sooner than we think. But yeah, something interesting going on with the bike there. If you guys have any idea what's going on with that, feel free to let me know. I'm definitely not seeing nothing too much, not too much over from this screenshot in particular. And then boom, the final screenshot that we got that appears to be some sort of new enemy and or potentially even boss, because if you're looking at this, it appears to be some sort of like spider slash starfish like entity, kind of like a face hugger. If you guys have ever seen like is it Predator, Alien? It's one of those two. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a face hugger. You guys can see it's got like that starfish like area over at the bottom, and then at the top it looks a lot more like a spider. So I think this is different sketches of an enemy that is going to be coming to the game that does play a spider like face hugger starfish like role with like many legs that jut out and do something creepy. So very interesting to be seeing that as well, and hopefully, well, I'm not looking forward to encountering this thing. It's probably gonna be pretty spooky, but who am I kidding? I'm looking forward to anything and everything new, so I definitely cannot wait for that bad boy to go ahead and get tossed in. But go ahead and let me know what y'all think in that comment section down below regarding each and every single one of those bad boys. If you guys may have noticed something I didn't touch on, your guys' thoughts on some of the things that I did bring up, what you think they might be connected to, if any of those screenshots and sketches may or may not be connected to each other. I'd absolutely love to hear in that comment section down below. And a reminder that comment is going to put you 1/3 of the way into the way you $1 at 2 Play Store gift card giveaway. All you gotta do as well is make sure to like button, make sure to subscribe. That will enter you in on today's video. You'll go ahead and enter it on every single last day on Earth video. When Saturday rolls around, we'll pick a random video from the past week, pick a random comment from that random video, and that will be the winner for the week, and we'll kick off a new weekly giveaway that exact same Saturday as well. So make sure you stay tuned with that notification bell hit to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest of Last Day on Earth information that we are sharing with y'all as soon as it does come out. Staying as up to date as possible, because we got a ton of dope updates in the works that I cannot wait to get my grubby little fingers on. And our grubby little fingers, oh, they're gonna be all over those updates. We're gonna be covering anything and everything that we possibly can when that time does come around. We got the Halloween update just around the corner, dude. Don't even get me started on how dope that thing is looking. Not to mention the Dia de los Muertos event. We also got whatchamacallit, the gas station coming after that. There's a whole ton of dopeness being lined up that I am definitely looking forward to. So make sure that y'all are staying tuned for that, because we will be covering the bejesus out of those as soon as they come out, making sure that you know what you are getting into going into the events ourselves, showing off everything that there is to get, showing off some of the best rewards that they got, some good strategies y'all might be able to employ. And like I'm saying, we're staying as up to date with that info as we can leading up to it. So all in all, a pretty good choice, pretty good investment if you ask me. But it's also a great way of staying up to date with every single video y'all go and enter it on for that weekly giveaway, not to mention all the dope survival games we are checking out on the channel. And tomorrow the Fallout 76 series begins anew, as the beta is out. Today's code, by the way, 05857, in case you were wondering. Yeah, though, I am looking forward to that like crazy, not to mention this 7 days to die, not as soon as it does continue getting the marvelous and juice-delicious updates, because we got a whole ton of dopeness lined up that you know we are gonna be all over. And let's go ahead, I actually want to go ahead and actually upgrade some of these walls as well. And never mind, they got to be on a stone floor. Forgot about that complication. But yeah, looking forward to that Fallout 76 series like crazy and starting that up, not to mention all the other dope survival games coming out later this year. It's gonna be a good time to be a fan of the survival, and given the fact y'all like Last Day on Earth, I know you guys are gonna be enjoying the survival games we're gonna be checking out, not to mention that 7 days to die. Also, we got a Fanger we're gonna go ahead and check out at the bunker as well, not to mention 7 days to die Alpha 18. No, it's Alpha 17. Alpha 17 is coming out, which is gonna be one of the biggest overhauls and updates. No, I think it's the biggest update that 7 days to die has ever gotten. So if you guys have never had a chance to get into 7 days to die, when Alpha 17 Part 1 does drop, that is a beloved series. A lot of people like Last Day on Earth have enjoyed that series as well, so I think that y'all may be enjoying that. So make sure you go ahead and give that a go. It's like an open world Last Day on Earth played in first person with like, you can build anywhere, man. It's like the entire world's destructible. My tongue is so freaking twistable and my throat is absolutely destroyed. But as y'all can maybe tell, we are back home. We are back at the setup. We had a fan-freaking-tastic time over at the PUBG Mobile Star Challenge event, which was an absolute joy to go ahead and partake within. But while over there, we did decide to go to actually the Lakers' very first home game, which was super cool because I'm a huge basketball fan, and watching LeBron's first game at home was wild. Not to mention that somehow we managed to go to like the one game where like a fight breaks out in the NBA. So I think we got pretty good bang for our buck because like that never happened. So I think we got the whole anything anyone could have asked for. But as y'all can tell, our voice may or may not be suffering a little bit from the side effects of lots of yelling. Such does occur at such a hype game like that, but that will be recovering, just like I'll be recovering from all the school that I missed, and we're gonna be getting that floppy disk and all the beauty of it. But yeah, that is we're gonna be having some good recovery to go, but we're gonna be having a fan-freaking-tastic time along the way, because I would say, dude, we should be seeing that Halloween update this week as well, given the fact that, well, if it doesn't come out this week, it's gonna be coming out really late in October, which is not like, god dang it, that's in the chopper. As I was saying, really late October, because this is already like, what, it's already the 22nd, the day that you guys are seeing this. So I mean, if it doesn't come out this week, dude, that's gonna be really late for a holiday update, because every single holiday update that Last Day on Earth has seen usually comes a pretty decent amount of time before the holiday itself. Let's freaking go. We're getting a pistol and some copper bars on top of a couple of other nifty and thrifty things. But yeah, usually they do give us like a solid buffer of time before the holiday itself. So it only makes sense, man, that Halloween update should be coming this week, in which case you know where you're gonna be finding all the content. Let's freaking go. And we're gonna be finding some engine parts, but all the freaking content that you need to go ahead and survive and tackle that Halloween event, not to mention showing off some of the marvelous rewards and having a marvelous and fan-freaking-tastic time all throughout. But for now, let's go ahead and have a fan-freaking-tastic time taking down our blind buddy. Oh, we're gonna be taking him down a notch. Let's freaking go. We're even getting a shotgun on top of an engine parts. And this, if only I could find my voice. I seem to have lost it a little bit somewhere around these parts, around this area. No one's seen it? Okay, that's unfortunate. But here's what we're gonna do. We're actually going to leave a couple of these bad boys behind, because here is the game plan. Number one, let's go and consolidate a little bit of room, but I want to save a spot armor that we have for another time, because we're gonna be going on that raid a little bit later, like I was saying. So here's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be grabbing a couple of these things, putting a couple of doors away. We will return for them. Do not worry. We just gotta make sure that we have room to pick up those hard mode items that I was talking about, and plenty of room. Oh, to take down the blind one. We don't need room for that. We just need thirst for blood and a little thing known as shotgun rain. Oh man, I wish my voice was at 100% though, so I could properly give Shotgun Rain some justice. But in the meantime, I hope what I can give y'all does suffice. But I hope what I can give to these fast biters does suffice as well. God dang, I think he barely managed to get a hit off on us. And hold on, I'm going to want to take down this fast biter really quickly. We're gonna want to outrun this Fluta Bluta a little bit. There we go. Hit him with the jukes. I love sprinting around. God dang it, I hate that frenzy giant. No, don't shoot the frenzy giant. That is the one thing I do not understand, man. Like, there should be something where you don't try to aim for someone on the other side of a wall unless there's no one. You just, ooh, I like what I'm seeing there. You just shouldn't be doing that in the first place, you know? Like, it doesn't help at all. Like, sometimes there's just someone on the other side of the wall, mainly this frenzy giant, who I have no business doing anything with, but the game's like, oh, he totally wants to be shooting that. And it's like, no, that is not at all what I want to be doing, game. What is you talking about? But, hey, beggars can't be choosers, and I can't say that I'm begging, but I ain't about to be choosing either. I'm happy with the flow, and the flow I will go with. God dang, I had to add that with in there, man. That was gonna be so poetic. Such a beautiful rhyme. It's okay, though. Let's just go ahead and make the exploder die. And I think we should be able to do that relatively well. We might need a hot swap over to some shotgun rain in just a second as we continue running away from this dude a little bit. Oh, there we go. Let's give that a little bit. Oh, shotgun rain to you, and he's nice and done. So, ow, shotgun rain to you, exploder. You got a solid little hit off on us, but we should be good to use this shotgun too. Like, the blind one doesn't tend to need a full shotgun to take him down. Like, usually we do have some leftover shotgun rain, which is always nice. Oh, shotgun rain to you. We could have just shotgun rain the exploder again. That probably would have been a better call. But what can I say, man? Just watching him explode, I've died one too many times to that explosion. It just kind of throws me off, sketches me out a little bit. We can't take that guy down without inflicting damage upon our armor. I know that chest can have good stuff. I'll probably just come back for that chest within my own free time. Hello, Toxic Spitter. Let's go ahead and bring some pain, death, and destruction to you and your brethren over here. This pistol is not as beautiful. Let's freaking go! Your loot, though. Oh my god, this loot is beautiful. I will give you that. But this pistol is definitely not as beautiful as our fully modded one that we love using, since we did pick it up just today, actually just a couple minutes ago, over from that secret finger area. And why, that just sounds like a weird thing to say, the secret finger area, but it's an accurate way of describing it. I think that goes without saying, although there's probably better ways of describing it. And shotgun rain to yo dumb bootay, Toxic Spitter. JK, you ain't dumb. You ain't dumb. You're probably like, he was probably trying to get like a college degree or something. You know, he was going hard in school. I believe in him. He probably had like a 500 IQ, but then the zombie apocalypse hit, and it's like, well, this degree ain't taking me anywhere. Let's go and join the zombie legions. After all, dude, if a zombie apocalypse hits, you gotta admit, the job market and the economy, it's probably not gonna be in the best shape. I think that goes without saying. But what also goes without saying is that our friend, our buddy right here, is about to die. A lot. And yeah, we didn't swap the that's all good, whatever. We didn't need to swap it. We'll go ahead and swap it now. Actually, we didn't take too many hits either, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Ooh, I'm gonna have the boots on. I like to move as fast as we can, and swap boots do give us the best movement boost. And hello, blind one, how do you do today? Go ahead, wail on me a little bit, my buddy, because although he hits us 5 times, he's only hitting us for 20 a pop. And since we have actually gotten the skill over here from the bunker that does give us a little bit shotgun range to you, blind one, but the skill from the bunker that does actually, ooh, dude, we knocked him below 700 already. No. Not today. But the skill that does boost our maximum health a little bit, it's really nice because as soon as you have like over 100 health, like even 102, you can take down the blind one super easily in full military armor, because he will do exactly 20 damage per hit. He does 5 hits in a row before he runs, making it a very stress-free environment to go ahead and survive, because he hits you 5 times, you heal, and you're back up to full health. It's super nifty. Look at this. We're going back up to 107 every single freaking time, and the blind one is going down. Oh, he's going down a lot. He ain't gonna be dying this time around, but he's taking plenty of damage. He's below 200. I barely got above 200 with that little sneaky snack I allowed him to have, like the good nutritionist that I am, and the pantalones obsessive lad that I am also. But our pantalones are intact, and I'm not sure that can be said for the blind one over here. If we get any critical hits, this lad will definitely not be intact. Shotgun rain to you, and I'm sorry, I would love to exclaim that at the top of my lungs, but I think my throat might literally disintegrate. Like, guys, I'm very sorry if I do sound a little bit different. It's obviously better than the mobile recording setup we were using, but my voice is in recovery mode. I was not expecting it to have that much battle damage from the game, so to speak, so cut me a little bit of slack. But can't wait to continue to check this out. And for real, I can't wait to hear what you guys gotta say, because some of those sketches could really be pointing towards big things, and that is what's got me, is colored me a little bit interested. I think that goes without saying. He's gonna be trying to track us down. That's not gonna matter. Let's freaking go, dude. We are the luckiest people alive today. 6 military notebooks from just clearing out the bare minimum of enemies to get to the blind one and the blind one himself, on top of a couple of those chevrons and a couple of dog tags. Our bunker loot today has been very good. I think that goes without saying. Let's go ahead. I want to hurry up, man. Let's run our way over to this guy and see where this thing will lead us today. What thing do you say? Oh, I mean, that little thing right there. And already, dude, we're about, what is that, 20% of the way? A little under 20, I'd say, towards the next one. Marvelous, if you ask me. Let's have that bad boy uploaded, and we got 12 hours to collect that, but we'll be doing that more probably within 12 minutes. pretty easily within 12 minutes. I think that goes without saying. Let's go ahead and pick up the marvelous valuables. We've got a chopper forker today. That could be marvelous for some of y'all. As much as beautiful as the loot as it is, we have built the chopper and we've gotten that bad boy a lot, given all the ticket redemptions that we're constantly doing because of that mad ticket stockpile we've managed to build up from our daily rating. But I think that's pretty good right there. What we got, we'll see what the trash cans got in store as well. And it is a green ticket. We'll go ahead and bring that bad boy home. We got 10 red tickets. I think we have right around 10 at home. So next time we kill the blind one, there should be a red ticket crate well within our future. But for now, let's see what is in our future over at this hidden location, this loot stash at this floppy disk location. So I don't want to wait no longer. Let's sprint our way out of here and sprint our way towards the beauty of what it will contain. Obviously, we're getting 2 C4, which is the biggest pull for me. I love me some boom boom, but also we will be getting some other pretty nifty items along the way. An airdrop. As much as I love you, listen, I got priorities right now. All right, I'll visit you another time, baby. No worries, but right now our priorities lie in this location right here. Start crossing your fingers for me, boys and girls. Hopefully we're getting something marvelous out of this thing. Maybe some granata launcher. Maybe a Winchester mod? I could get behind that. As well, you guys can see that the timer is ticking for us to commence in this raid, but we should be good. As soon as we head back to that raid, we'll go back up to 3 skulls and back up to over a day timer, which is Gucci McSwaggins, my friends. Now, I'm also crossing my fingers that this is not an infected box, because that means we're gonna need to do a mass cleaning of our infected acid bath. It's not an infected acid bath, but just the acid bath. Let's freaking go. Today is a lucky day, because at least from what I've noticed, the loot between the two seems to be pretty comparable. The infected box might be a little bit better, but not today. This is easily some dopeness. Oh my god. All right, we gotta start leaving some things behind. Woo-wee! Okie dokie, I will come back for some things, but we got some big ticket items to grab, like a grenade launcher. Can't be going wrong with that. Let's go ahead. We gotta put some stuff away, man. This is we got plenty of C4 for today's raid. If only we could use a grenade launcher to break into people's bases, man. Like, grenade launchers are very useful at the witch location where we could use C4, but if you're willing to kind of YOLO and kind of blow yourself up a little bit, it's just as effective as a C4. So maybe we could have some sort of YOLO way of using that Kafir Pliss to break down some enemies' walls. I mean, it's pretty powerful. Gotta give it that. An explosive isn't explosive after all. But some of these mods and stuff will definitely come back for. Oh man, this is just beautiful. There ain't no other word to describe this except beautiful. I'll go ahead. We'll leave behind some of our kind of generic SWAT our military armor over here. I think that's pretty reasonable. Yeah. Oh, dude, look at how cool we look with that little mask right there. Okay, sorry, little sidetrack there, and we'll try to grab some of the uber valuable things that we got. We're not grabbing an Uber. We're not going anywhere, guys. No worries. We're staying right here, and then maybe we'll Uber over to that base that we got to break into. We got ourselves a nice Colt Python. I wish they'd make this thing moddable, man. Let me toss like an ACOG on that or something. And I suppose the piece de resistance. We'll go ahead and grab some of this bauxite, which can be turned into aluminum once we do get to Schmelten. But with that said, we will return to here to go ahead and clean up the rest. But first things first, let's get our priorities straight. We got some stuff to put away, and we got a base to break into. So I'll go ahead, do exactly that, and meet y'all when we're getting into the base breaking part. That's a pretty fun part. I think it goes without saying. We're breaking into this lad's base, by the way, player 8982. So hopefully that'll be helpful for any of you guys who might go ahead and come across this base as well. But yeah, talk to y'all in a sec. And what do you know, boys and girls? We are looking nice and good to go. Copper peek at the inventory. We got something that we do want to go ahead and swap up just a little bit. Or why don't we actually go ahead, leave that shotgun exactly as it is and save it specifically for the toxic abominations, you know? And then worst case, if we got to use it on a floater bloater, they'll be left over with a little bit extra damage. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it does 77 damage, which times 3 is a little bit below 240, which is the health of the floater bloater. So just kind of like doesn't add up super nicely, but it is really nice for the toxic abomination, not to mention having the way it's set up right now. It does so many more criticals and so much more critical damage. It is beautiful. But I'm actually going ahead and put a couple of reorganization here. Toss that bad boy over there. And we are looking prepared. 3 C4 at our disposal. 9 different types of hatchets and a whole ton of lust for my own stuff back. And, well, I gotta take a little bit of my own, you know, especially because we don't gotta share with nobody today. The contents of this raid are ours. 100% no sharing today, unless I could share with you guys, in which case that's a different story. I'd love to spread the wealth and spread the love a little bit to all of y'all. Even like dish out some of those chopper gas tanks I got lying around, all that type of jazz. But that will be for a day when trading is hopefully within the game. Oh, that would be some dopeness. But all right, so what type of dopeness are we dealing with today at this base? We are dealing with no dopeness at all. We are actually dealing with the easiest base to raid of all time. This base, I kid you not, appears to have 6 slots. I hear at least 1 radio on one of those slots. He has a shirt. All right, that might, not gonna lie, that might be the best thing that we find all raid because, oof. Dang, dude, the 1.9.9 raid luck continues to be poopy. I've heard some of y'all in the comment section, though, talking about the raid luck, and you guys appear to be going a little bit better, a little bit luckier, so that is awesome to hear, but we are... Nah, it doesn't appear to be a lot of luck. Let me say that, but it's all good. We'll go ahead and chop this down fireman style, and you got 4 chests of our picking. Oh, well, actually, if we broke into that, it wouldn't have mattered because you can't walk past this, and you can't break the radio. Interestingly enough, that thing is unbreakable. Evil. I know, but we actually have 4 chests to break into, and ooh, okay. Not even too shabby. I will give it that. Okay. I mean, definitely could be better, but I'm not gonna lie, my hopes were literally as in the dumps as possible. Not just in the dumps, they were at the bottom of the dumpster. Not just, oh dude, not even the bottom of the dumpster, the bottom of the landfill. But today, we got a ton of these dudes we gotta go ahead and get to dealing with very quickly, and this raid will be over very quickly as well, to say the least. Let's go ahead and shotgun rain upon these lads just a little bit. See you later, alligator. Shotgun rain to you, and maybe a critical over here would be beautiful, but not happening. But shotgun rain. Goodbye to your legs and goodbye to you, compadre. Yeah, so even if these chests don't have anything good, we still got the workbench over there, and I think a couple of, at least 1 woodworking bench over there we could break into. Let's freaking go. We've recovered our M16, so that is good. I mean, here's the thing. I do think a lot of the stuff we're recovering is from the chest of ours that they broke into, but ooh, still. I'm happy. I definitely, no frowny faces here. Only smiles, because we put nothing into this raid besides a couple of hatchets. All that he did was steal from us, and we're stealing back. So, as probably stealing back some extra stuff. I'll go ahead and cop that machete off your hands there, big boy. And we didn't have to use a single of our C4, meaning we still have, when tomorrow rolls around, at least 3 C4 at our disposal. Although, you know me, you know I like to go out with the boom. You know I'm gonna be doing everything in my power to bring that total up to the big old 4.0. That is, so we have 4 C4 at our disposal, and we can break into the heftiest of possible bases. But in the meantime, I don't really know what's the valuable stuff to grab here. I guess what we could do here as well, if you don't mind me, is go ahead and break into that. We'll probably summon 1 horde of zombies. There we go. We got these dudes over here to deal with. And here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try and get them. Yeah, there we go. Let's try to get them running. Let's go ahead and dodge around those. I'm just going to try to get them to do a little bit of damage themselves over on the spikes, making our lives a little bit easier than what we were expecting. Let's shotgun raid to that floater bloater. He should be falling pretty quickly as we continue running these laps. And a couple of these guys, boop. There we go. He should be falling pretty quickly as well. We got the toxic abomination taking a big old hits as well. I'll go ahead and boop, hit him once, boop, hit him twice, and let the spikes do the finishing deed. Would you like maybe a critical hit? Shotgun, no critical rain to you. With that, the shotgun is broken away, and we have unlocked yet another slot, which is always a good thing to have whilst in the middle of a raid. And we have some okay things out of that. Not the best, not the worst. I'll take what I can get. Why don't we, yeah, let's break this thing down. What do you have within? Maybe, I wasn't expecting oak, but, yeah, whatever, it's up to expectations, because we set our expectations low. And, as low as they were, they managed to surpass them a little bit. So that was good. Hey, we got ourselves a little bit of a katana I glanced over the first time as well. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci gang. Let's go ahead, I'll steal your hydration as well. Hope that's cool with you, my fine friend. And I think we might be calling that the raid right there. Ooh, I'll ditch that behind. I do like me some bolts. Those are used in a lot of modification recipes to build new attachments, and I like stockpiling me that type of stuff and putting it to use, especially with those active skill mods looking around the corner, and our very first taste of new active skills, and the active skill slot added to a Kafir game, I might add. I might talk about this a little bit more in depth, actually, tomorrow, but Grimsoul added in a skill system as well. If you guys haven't checked out that video, go ahead and check out our 1.4 update video. But they added in a skill system, and they did add in a dedicated skill button, and that is a Kafir game, so it means that the system appears to be working and ready. So hopefully that will also be another update we can expect very soon, in addition to the gas station, the Halloween updates, and of course the clan and base building, along with that ATV and swamp, all of which are pretty reasonably close if you ask me. But yeah, I think we might be forgetting something kind of a little bit valuable somewhere in here, but I don't know. I don't mind bringing our axes back to go ahead and use next time, because there ain't nothing over here that is out of the park, a knockout or anything. You know, it appears to be pretty run-of-the-mill, pretty normal raid, unfortunately for us, but pretty easy to go ahead and recover our very own stuff, which is always a valuable maneuver if you ask me. But with that said, with that done, I absolutely cannot wait to go ahead and hear from y'all in that comment section down below, like I was saying, regarding the sketches that we did go over today and the connotations and updates that they might be pointing to. Best of luck to you guys and gals, getting the chopper gas tank and joining the chopper squadron. Best of luck breeding your pup, getting your true friend perk, level up your own perks and skills, not to mention find the very best blueprints for the very best attachments and putting them on the very best guns that you got. Best of luck building up your base, going out on the dopest of raids, defeating all the bosses that the game has to throw at you, getting past the multiplayer wall, and most important of all, having yourselves an absolutely fantastic time all throughout. That's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys a whole ton for watching. Have yourselves an awesome one. I'll talk to you next one. See ya.